Hi everybody! The purpose of this video is not to review a book. So what are we doing? Well, I want to thank you. I put my very first video out, I think in August or September, I don't remember now. And I was very, very nervous about doing it because I thought, man, I'm such a dork. No one's going to watch this. But you guys are watching it, and I appreciate that very much. Now, it could be because you like to watch a train wreck. I don't know. But I didn't put the video out for the purpose of gaining millions of followers. But if that were to happen, that would be, I don't know what I would do. I might scream. But every subscriber matters, and I appreciate it very, very, very much. You don't know. The purpose of posting my videos is just to have a repository where I can find books that I've read already without having to look through a whole bunch of journals that I might have. You're probably familiar with this one that I use all the time. This one's by Moleskine, but you don't have to use a Moleskine. It's one I happen to have. I think I bought this thing like 10 years ago. You don't have to use a Moleskine, but I don't go in here regularly and alphabetize the books that I've read. And that's what I like on here on YouTube, is that my videos, I can just search for the title, and that helps me find a book that I've read already. So you know how sometimes you're looking for books and you don't know if you've read something already, and instead of pulling out a big old list or something like on an app for the books that you've read, I can just go in here and look before I go out there and buy another book, or look for one at the library. Can check to see if I've already read it. Not that there's anything wrong with rereading a book. I love doing that. It's like visiting friends. It's like, oh, I missed you. Let me go, and I may know how the story ends, but it doesn't matter. I miss the character, and it's nice to visit them again. Tell me down in the comments if you're like that too. You're going to hear dogs barking. My dogs are in here. They hear me talking, and they think they got to talk too. Like, I don't know if we're having a business meeting. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I think they're smarter than I am. They know words I don't know barks. At any rate, y'all, thank you so much for being here. I can't say that enough. I never expected anybody to follow my videos. And now that I have a couple subscribers, I don't know how many, 7, 6, 5, I don't know. But I appreciate every single one of you, and it's awesome. I'm glad that we can share our love of reading. I've been meaning to do a video like where you introduce yourself to everybody. And I'm not made up. I'm not even, this is all impromptu. But maybe I'll do that now. So I like to read books, but I also like to do a whole bunch of other things. So let's talk about that really, really quick. So first of all, I work full time during the day. So I read when I get home from work, or on the weekends, or during my lunchtime at work. So everybody in my office knows that I hole up in my cubby and I read my books during lunch. So they're not looking for me at lunchtime to hang out. And they know I'm not being antisocial. They know that I'm reading books all the time. And they always ask me, what are you reading now? What do you think about that book? And I got people in the office who are always bringing me books. You should read this book, or you should read this book. Here, let me loan you this book. In fact, one of the books that I recently reviewed, Dracula, one of my coworkers was like, I've never read it. So off to my coworker so that they can get an idea of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is totally awesome. And maybe I'll insert I don't know how to do it yet, but I'll figure it out, how to insert a link to that video. Or you can just do a search on my channel for it. The title is Dracula, so it'll be easy to find. With reading, I also like to do things with my hands. I'm one of those people that I like to keep my hands busy. It's a great form of therapy. If you get stressed out or whatever, you got something that, the hobby that you can go to and help yourself. And I love doing it. I make things all the time. This blanket that you see behind me right here, if you're familiar with crochet, that's a continuous granny square. And I've been making them like crazy because it's really nice to test out colorways. So different yarns, different colors, and see how they work out. So I've been making those a lot. I've also made this little guy, oh, wrong hand, this little guy back here. I can't do it. I can't do it. Him, the bear right there. So I made him, and I made that. So that is cross stitch. I don't know if you can see in that little heart wreath, but there's a little mouse in a blanket back there, and there's a sheep right behind, right there. There's a little bitty sheep right there. I made that as well. So I like making things. I also like plants, and I like growing things too. So you'll see my little plant in the background. Where I live, though, it gets really hot, so it's really hard to keep plants alive outside. And I really love to garden, but the summers are atrociously hot, so gardening is really hard to do. But I try to keep a butterfly garden, so I love having a way station for monarchs and other butterflies. So I have a butterfly garden out in, and for other pollinators too, out in the yard. I try to keep that going. It's hard when it gets really, really hot. You just have to remember to go out there and water and then check everything and make sure nothing's getting too hot with the sun beating down on it. What else do I like to do? Oh, I like to sew. I like to draw. I like to color. I like to read books. Well, I told you that already. I like to write. I like to do all kinds of things. It keeps my mind active. It allows me to use my imagination and allows me to be creative. And as I said before, it's great therapy. It allows me to get out of my head if I'm stressing over something. So that's really cool. I'm a mom as well. I have 2 grown kids, so they don't live here with me. So my house is really quiet, except that now I have 4 dogs. So you guys have heard them in the background. I'm trying to edit out when my dogs are going bananas and they like to play with each other. And that's what I'm looking at. You see me looking over my shoulder. That's because they're right there. I'm also married too, and he's my coworker. So the dogs are the bosses, and my husband's my coworker. Y'all, be nice to yourself. Be nice to each other. Okay? Be kind. There's no reason to be rude. And I appreciate y'all being here. I know that my film setup isn't the greatest. I'm having trouble getting the lighting right, getting the sound right, trying not to run into my desk all the time. If you have hints or ideas or know other people that I could go look at, or somebody that I can talk to online or whatever, about how to make videos better, preferably something that's free. I don't want to spend money on something I'm not sure that I'm going to use. So like I say, go to the library. I don't know if I want to spend money on a program that like automatically does it. I don't know if that exists. If it doesn't, it should. All us small YouTubers, we should stick together. So if you know somebody who only has a couple subscribers, maybe less than 10, maybe less than 15, whatever, take a gander. You may not like the first video that they do, but you may like something that they do. Go support them. And if you are a small YouTuber, maybe you read books too or do other crafting stuff, drop a line down in the comments and I'll go check you out. Tell me the name of your channel at whatever your username is, and I'll go check it out because I think that would be awesome. There are people that I've subscribed to that I don't care about their video setup. I care about what they're talking about. Maybe they're doing a craft. Maybe they're cooking. Maybe they're just having a talk about whatever. Maybe they're talking about books too. And I've subscribed to them because I like their personality, and that sort of thing. So y'all have a great day. Thank you for coming. Bye.